Hello friends, hello. Welcome to this May Pick a Card. So this is happening a little weird because I thought I was doing this as all part of one big May video. So if you watched my portals video, it may have looked like, we were going to just continue right on with a pick a card, but we didn't. We didn't have enough space on our device to do that. So I've made this into two separate shows, and that's how I'll probably do it henceforth, rather than trying to combine things. So this is just bringing in the pile selection yet again. Or, if you didn't watch that, this is your piles for this reading. And I do have to say, this is a very relationship heavy month of May. So we did work in some messages that had to do, with like career and setting goals and so forth. But I would say the majority of these messages that came out, I wasn't expecting this, but that came out were for many messages for twin flames and many relationship-based messages. So it's just the way it is right now with the astrology that things are happening in the astrology to just support May being a very relationship-centric month. So here are your piles. If pile one is if you haven't chosen yet. Pile one is portals. Pile 2 is the cosmic self. And pile 3 says, and it's odd too, this one's a little different. This is not going to appeal to everybody. This is very twin flame focused. I just want to say that. So if you're not looking for that, this is probably not the pile for you, because it's very specific, very unique messages that aren't for everybody. So pile number 3 is open your heart. And no, it is not yet time. So, like my little soul sister friend I love to watch, Liz from Charmed Intuition Tarot, likes to do, let's take a little deep breath. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. And if you need to pause the video and just stare at these cards, or use your pendulum, or put your hand over the piles and choose which one is right for you, then go ahead and do that now. And I will see you in your readings. Hello friends, hello, I'm back. I can't decide whether I'm going to sit for this reading or what. I'm going to pull back here. You have chosen, I might zoom in a little bit on the tarot table. You've chosen the card of portals. I like it like that. I like it like that. I'm going to use my drum beater as a... like I'm tenderizing portals. All right, so let's see what's happening here. So we've got the tarot table. We've got portals. This is pile number 1. Pile number 1. Let's get some cards out on the table. You already should have been coming from the collective messages at the beginning and gotten a little bit of a glimpse into what we have to say about portals. Let's get some cards out. I'm going to draw from, I guess I'm going to move my chair out of the way because I'm going to be standing. Doodly doodly doo. Okay, I'm going to draw from Loveland Tarot. That's not a tarot pack. It's an oracle pack. It's got my autumn. I'm going to have to switch out to my summer and winter packs. It's going to be summer soon. Let's get some cards for pile number 1. Portals. You got Loveland Witch Supply. Time to brush up on your craft. Practice is key right now in order for you to move forward. 1 free eye of newt with every purchase. The lighting has shifted too in the room and gotten a little darker. I want to get more cards. I want to get this story out on the table. All right, so we are going to use the City of Dreams Oracle by Jackie Franco next. Oh, what the heck is that? We are having a high school rodeo across the street today. And so that means the horses are here. All right, I love this deck. So the horses are here. The intuition, intuitiveness, the frequency raises. Let's see, pile number 1, portals. Oh, I told you I don't know where they're going to show up. I got 1111. That's my twin flame card. You think pile number 3 is the only twin flame messages. All right, something going on with twin flames. And I think what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to pull this down and take this shadow off this page and move Valentina back a little bit. Let's get all the cards out first. Then I'm going to draw from the Oracle of Light and Dreams. So I do find that interesting. Okay, I'm going to wait to say something. Oh, this is that one that came out earlier, Seabed. I do find that interesting that there was a shadow where the 1111 card was, and we took the shadow off. We took the shadow off. Oh, I don't know if I can show those cards. Hold on. Let me remove them. YouTube and their little nudity rules. All right, let's see. I'm just going to put those like that. Okay, we got Seabed. I don't know exactly. I may have to read from that. Let's get Spring Fling. What is going on here? We moved Valentina in closer to the Divine Feminine crystal. So we've got crystals here. Where the heck is that thing? I should name these because they're a lot of everything. We've got this crystal. This is a cherry quartz sphere. And then her divine masculine counterpart is this crystal. It's a very interesting golden opal aura quartz. I've had these for quite some time. Purchased them pretty much at the same time. Let's see, let's come back down here. If you're watching this or listening to this, I do my best to describe the cards. We are doing a little bit of show and tell now, and I am having to play a lot with the camera angles. So I don't know what's going on there. Let's take a look at my deck. Spring Fling, portals, Hanged Man. Good things take time. Oh, why are we getting these things? All right, I'm going to get a card from the Pastel Journey. Is that what this card's called? Pastel Journey Tarot? Only because I love, if you're watching, I mean, look at the rainbows on the side of these cards. Like, I'm getting like distracted, like fairy. This is like those like fairy portals. Let's hold on now. Let's see. The Fool card. Valentina has moved closer to the Divine Feminine crystal. We're going to get 2 more cards and then I will start with your messages. This is the Final Rose Tarot. Another one that you could just look at all day with its rose, single-stemmed rose and its gold edging. Messages do we have for pile number 1? The Host. We will read from the book for that one because I do like the book. The Host is going under the Fool. And then one more card from the tarot at the end of the rainbow, because you're going to have some elemental energy and some rainbows. All right. Oh, 3. Okie dokie. They are the 3 of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Strength card. I like the Strength card. I like this wolf. Is, you know, the Strength card is typically a lion. And in this card, we've got a wolf. Let's see. They want me to read from the book The Host. The final. I like card decks with good. Sometimes I like just cute decks, but I do like card decks with really good books. So that is, I think that's number 5. Is that the Hierophant? Upholding tradition, preserving old structures, and assigning roles that conform to an outdated narrative of finding love is the role of this demagogic figure. A once beloved and dominant force has now fallen from his throne as the world shifts into a new paradigm, sweeping things under the rug and doing things as they always have been done to maintain the status quo no longer fly around here. The cracks in the system are exposed, and who do we turn to now for guidance along our path? As new date cards are being written, this is also an invitation for you to become the host of your own romantic love story. There is much we have learned from old traditions that have shaped our beliefs around love. Take from what works for you and let love be your guide in creating a new path forward. The keywords are old structures, tradition, exposing broken systems, guidance, and new paradigm. And that is under the Fool card. So, you know, I do feel like there may be some separations going on right now. There could be some karmic endings in preparation for new beginnings. We've got the 3 of Swords along with the 7 of Pentacles, which makes me feel like, you know, this has been a long journey. You've been waiting for something for quite some time. This sounds like this is my fake it. This feels very much like this is my fake it till you make it. Whatever this is, you know, I say 1111 is my, for me in this deck, this is my twin flame card in this deck. Let's look at Seabed from the book, because this deck also has a really good book, The Oracle Flight and Dreams by Scott Howden. Let's see, that is card number 12. Find your sacred space, calm, peace, silence, solitude, and relaxation. In the purple-blue dawn of the ocean grotto, shafts of warming light illuminate the underwater ecosystem and stir the beautiful sea nymph as she is gently rocked within her favorite shell. She is lost in a peaceful reverie and dreams of wondrous sea creatures, diving amid turquoise and lavender coral in search of beautiful shells and sunken treasure. We too can benefit from having a sacred space, a special spot where we can go to relax and recharge. Whether it is a park bench or a part of your home or garden, your sacred space can be anywhere you want it to be as long as it is comforting and calm. Solitude sometimes is the best society. That's John Milton from Paradise Lost. Yeah, I feel like this is a waiting game again. This is a fake it till you make it. This is things have to come undone before new things can come together. This very much feels like, again, like I said, the ending of karmic partnerships to make way for new, higher vibrational relationships. The Hanged Man, good things take time, right under that 1111 card, is all about the most famous saying that you probably get so tired of hearing about divine timing being at play in this situation, and the whole thing I just talked about in the intro about, you know, if you're getting frustrated about where you're at or what's happening right now, then you've got to do something to shift your focus, shift your reality. Maybe it is going down a fairy portal. I find a really good YouTube creator for doing that is Alwyn Oak. She is an amazing elemental, like she's like an elemental being in a physical body, as best I can describe it. But she's got her whole fairy woods around where she lives like mapped out and painted out on a map, and she just goes into those woods and just gets lost in, you know, because that's what I saw here. I wasn't really paying attention to it, but the video, the sound we're listening to has this I don't know if you can see it. It's just got this dandelion in this grass. Like, that's so small, right? But you can do this too. But I find, like, you know, if I can't get outside or whatever, and I watch one of her videos, the forest that she goes into is so amazing. She has names for all of the, like, this is the fairy grotto, and this is the, you know, Merlin's cave or whatever. And she can get lost in, like, the one little flower, the little bluebell or whatever, and she's like playing with the bluebells, and it makes it an adventure, and she makes a map, and the elementals give she gets her downloads through nature, and they'll show her, like, you know, some sacred geometry. She'll research it, go back and, like, draw it out. And I mean, this is what you're being asked to get lost in the moment here, while things in the 3D take their good old sweet time, apparently, to manifest. And they're saying there's nothing wrong with that, that's how it's supposed to be right now, that things are supposed to be restful and calm, and you're just supposed to be happy and content with where you're at. And if that means, and I've got a bunch of dandelions, I'm looking outside the window, my gardening, my lawn care people are like, do you want us to spray some crap all over those and kill them? And I'm like, of course not. Leave my dandelions alone. You know, I don't care. I don't want I was talking to my son. I'm like, I don't want the putting green lawn that everybody here wants to have. I want all the long grass and the, you know, carpet, you know, the fun stuff. So is it going to take some strength to make it through the month of May? They're saying not as much as you think. And really what you want is right around the corner. And they're saying that they're not saying that it's not happening in May, but they're saying that you'll get to what you want faster if this is the type of attitude of gratitude that you incorporate. If you take your mind off of what you've been focused on too much and focus it on something else you really love, which is stuff you love to do. You know, all that fuddy-duddy host on that card, like all those old structures breaking down, you know, some surly person or some little, like maybe these people are being removed from your life, but there's nothing you can really do about it to make it happen any faster. It just has to happen with this divine timing, with this, you know, Fool energy coming in, with the energies of the eclipse and the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction and whatever all other astrology and destined energies. You know, sometimes I ask the guys, they're like, you'll never figure it out, because I'm kind of like, how does the energy have to align? I want to know, you know, I want to understand, like, the spiritual technology, like what has to exactly be in place. And they're like, they keep saying, like, you'll never figure it out because it's so complex. And I'm like, fine, you know, fine, don't tell me. So, so go lose yourself in something else, you know, go have some fun. Go to, like in our book, Chaga and Chai, when one of our main characters, Rowan, who is romancing Larimar, our other main character, maybe we need to pull a little intuitive reading from the book. This is some of my soul sisters here, the Green Woman and Gila, guardian of the underworld. It's my Sisters for the Sword. We may be bringing back Sisters for the Sword for my Sisters of the Sword fans who haven't heard of Sisters for the Sword for a while. Find some stuff to distract yourself. So let's get a message then from my book, Chaga and Chai. Anything else we want to say for pile number 1 before we close out their messages? The right side of the page. Oh, the chapter is called Not This Time, chapter 15. For he knew, I'll try to bring it in, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. For he knew that this wasn't the answer. He knew Chandra wasn't the one. She was someone, and that was for sure. Oh my gosh. So I might say this in some other language, some light language. Soulmates show up in many different ways. And sitting on the sand, feeling the pain rise in her heart, Chandra knew it too. Billy Tavish was meant for someone else in this lifetime, and she still felt it was her duty to make it all work out for him. Now, Okay, so I'm going to keep going. And she still felt it was her duty to make it all work out for him. Now, Billy was a perfect gentleman and loved women. He was tender and caring and knew how to treat them. He just let that side of himself go far too long. And it had made him weak to almost anyone who might show him some affection. He didn't discount the sparks they had just made, but he knew sparks could be short-lived. He wanted the long return. There we go. Good things take time. The slow dance and the lover. He wanted her, Laura, he concluded, and confirmed yet again. Hey, he said gently, taking Chandra's hand. It's all good, okay? Oh no, she has that Creole accent I have trouble doing if you've been listening to my audiobooks. Are you sure? Are you sure? She said, trying to find the right words while trying not to break down again. You got to be sure because I don't want to lose your friendship, she said, tearing up again. I'm sure, he said, but we can't do this again, he said. I know, she said. I know, but we were really good together, she said, almost whispering it. Oh, I don't want to do a spoiler alert. If you're listening to the audiobook, that's going to spoil a lot of the story. So let's just suffice it to say that Billy and Chandra Rose are friends. Billy gets a little lonely. He's trying to find his spirit lover, who he thinks her name is Laura, but her name is really Larimar. She lives in Rockaway Point, over in the etheric realms around Scotland and the upper UK area and the coast. And, you know, he thinks that Chandra can, I guess, make it all go, make him feel better. Like you think he gets a little amorous because she's very hot. She's like a, you know, she's a psychic, and he calls her for help with finding this Larimar. And apparently he finds out, you know, I think he finds out from Chandra Rose at that time that Larimar is not a ghost, but it's a real person. But something happens on the beach, and then they realize like, oh my God, we shouldn't have done this. And they decide to still be friends. So there may be something weird or interesting or, you know, synchronistic like that playing out in your world. But this is definitely a relationship-based pile, and it's asking you to hold out, that good things do take time. And really, in the overall scheme of this book, which is only 22 chapters long, all my books are channeled, they're all done via automatic writing, all my fiction, all my nonfiction. I don't know what's going to happen. This one ended up, it's about twin flames. It ended up being 22 chapters long. And ultimately, Billy and Larimar do meet each other, and it's not very much long after this whole Chandra Billy Tavish on the beach incident where they decide like, oh, what we're doing doesn't feel right, we should just be friends. And he continues to hold out for his love of a lifetime, and she's very close by, and it happens very soon thereafter. So keep love alive, keep hope alive, keep on keeping on. You know, let yourself fall down some fairy portals while you're waiting. Just go have some good old-fashioned fun you time, and the time will pass. When you fall down a fairy portal, let me tell you, the time passes very quickly. You may think it's a few minutes down that fairy portal, and you come back up into your 3D reality, and you're like, whoa, you know, if you stay there long enough, you could stay there your whole lifetime. But, you know, sometimes, you know, hours can go by in what seem like minutes. So let yourself have some fun that way. And, you know, we may do a show where we go trip in the light fantastic and fall down a fairy portal with you ourselves. Until then, pile number 1, we will see you again soon. Take care. Hello, pile number 2. You chose the Cosmic Self card. Let's see, I think we gave a little bit of an overview in the collective messages about what that was about, but let's get our cards on the table. Let's get them all out today. Let's get them all shuffled out. I'm going to use my deck, Love Land. This is an Oracle pack that includes the spring pack and the fall pack. Let's see, what messages do we have for pile number 2? The mind, overthinking, and attachments are clouding your perspective. Time to clear the mental body. Meditation will bring in higher vibrations. Okay. We're going to draw from The City of Dreams by Jackie Franco. Just playing with all the rainbows and stuff showing up on all these cards. What do we got here for you? What goes around comes around. This is typically about cycles. I want the bottom of the deck. They gave me the bottom of the deck is leveling up, which is kind of what this cosmic self card was about. Ascension. Let's get an oracle from this Oracle of Light and Dreams. It's a very feminine-ish. Feminine. Is it all women in these? I think it is. This is a very defined feminine deck. There's one. Unicorn, card number 17, very high vibey, very high frequency. Unicorn energy from Lyra. This is my tarot and oracle deck combined. Spring fling. You've got the Tower. Get him off. Radiance and renewal with upgrade. That's second or third time we have upgrade now. And life for the taking, time for change. Let's see. Let's get a tarot card from the Pastel Journey. I was showing pile number 1 earlier. I was like, oh, look at the rainbows that show up on this holographic edges. Oh, I love it. I love a good card deck. Ugh. So juicy. We got the Queen of Cups and the 8 of Swords. Okay, that's coming over here somewhere. This 8 of Swords is coming with this overthinking. The cards like to put themselves in certain configs, depending on how they want me to read them. Let's get a card from the Final Rose Tarot. This is another good looker. Good looker, man. It's a good looking deck. It's got that long stemmed rose on the back and the gold. Ooh, that gold. You've got the camera guy and the meathead. I don't know what's going on with these. I think we're getting a little bit of like relationship-y stuff in everyone, probably because of the decks we're using. And then we're going to get one last one from the tarot at the end of the rainbow. Kind of a little elemental energy coming in here. The 2 of Swords. All right, let's see. All right, so this song, they've got me with this song, so I need to bring up the lyrics to this song. Try a little my son and I kept hearing this song with Otis Redding. Was it already there? Oh, that was weird. Try a little tenderness, the lyrics. Come on. I might need my chair. I'm getting tired. Oh, she may be weary. And young girls, they do get wearied, wearing that same old shaggy dress. But when she gets weary, try a little tenderness. You know she's waiting, just anticipating for things that she'll never, never, never possess. But while she's there waiting and without them, try a little tenderness. That's all you gotta do. It's not just sentimental. She has her grief and care. But the soft words, they are spoken so gentle, and it makes it easier to bear. You won't regret it. Some girls, they don't forget it. Love is their whole happiness. But it's all so easy. All you gotta do is try. Squeeze her, don't tease her. Try a little tenderness. You gotta love her. Take this advice. You gotta love, squeeze, don't tease my baby. You will try a little tenderness. I think this is about being gentle with yourself during some transitional changes in your life. It feels very much like one of the other piles, but with a little bit of a twist. There's nobody going out per se. So this feels like maybe you've been single for quite some time. There's nobody really going out, but there's somebody coming in. But you are protecting yourself with this, the Mind card. Where's my little pointer thing? Where did it go? You're overprotecting yourself a little bit. Yeah, because this meathead is sitting right on top of the Mind. This is all about past energies, the mindset of like, you know, I don't want to go through that again, whatever that was with this meathead person. How these pick a cards turn into relationship things, I don't know. But it looks like maybe relationships are very heavy for this month of May. Based on the astrology, they're saying we're still in this Libra, the nodes, Aries and Libra. It's still kind of this underlying energy that's really driving everything that's going on, they're saying. And for you, the leveling up is leveling up, number one, to a better version of yourself who's not gonna, it's not gonna take, you're not gonna get this meathead person coming in again. So you, pile number 2, have been doing a ton of work on yourself to level up. And it's like you just can't see how, with this 2 of Swords, how much you really have leveled up. How much you've really been working on yourself. I feel like with the unicorn, I'm getting big chills. That's my confirmation if you're new here. Chills, that's my dog in the background flapping her ears. How much you really have leveled up. You may have done the endings of ending this meathead relationship in the past and said, you know, there is time for a change. I'm not taking this BS anymore from anybody. It may have been, you know, a karmic lesson, a very strong one or more than one, where you know, you were like, I never ever want to experience this type of whatever ever again. Maybe it isn't a person, maybe it's a job, maybe it's a frame of mind. You know, it doesn't always have to be, it doesn't always have to be a love relationship. You know, it could be anybody. It could be anybody in your life where you're like, you're out of here, I've had enough. It could be a friendship circle. Feels very broad here in this pile number 2, but whatever it is, you've leveled up significantly. You have detached yourself from whatever is no longer bringing you joy. And now with this camera guy card, it's way off over here to the right of the spread, and you can't see the person's face. You just see them behind a big camera. And they're giving me these chills because for me, this card has a different meaning than what the book says. So I'm not reading from the book for this one. I like to watch, if you have Netflix, I like to watch the show Glow. And it was about ladies wrestling. It was set in the 80s. It's a little out there, you know, there's like drug use and some weird stuff going on. But I like the characters. I like the plot is very creative. And for being a creative person myself, I appreciate, like, you know, somebody who steps out of their comfort zone to do something that's not what everybody else is doing. And I feel like that's what it's, I think 2 or 3 seasons it was before it stopped. I think it was 3 seasons. But it was very creative, I thought. And I really enjoyed watching it. I've watched it a couple of times, but there was I don't know which season it was, where they start filming the wrestling show for cable access TV, because this is, like I said, the mid 80s. So that's another thing, like I'm the 80s baby too. So like the fashion, the music, you know, all the props, you know, everything makes it look like it's in the 80s. And the makeup, the hair, the costumes, but they start filming the ladies wrestling show for a cable access network, and behind the camera is a guy who is secretly admiring one of the main characters, and he doesn't step forward for a while, but there's like this, you know, they have these little interactions where there's like, you could tell there's this mutual attraction going on. And he's definitely not her type. He's like very quiet and down to earth and pretty honest about how he feels. And you know, he's just this regular like guy, you know, you wouldn't expect, you know. He steps forward finally, and there's some, you know, I don't want to, if you're going to watch it, but he's like this secret admirer. That's kind of what they want me to get at. He's like this behind the camera. You couldn't really see him. He was kind of like, you know, this almost like a background character in a sense, but he was silent, kind of secretly watching her for a while and admiring her until he finally had the guts to like step forward and share how he felt. Oh my God. I need to ground myself. Like the energy of this pile number 2 is very high vibrational. So even if this person, I feel like there's somebody coming in. So this is like a little bit of a foreshadowing. There's somebody coming in who's not going to be your regular type person. They may not look like anybody, like you may like, you know, like the bad boy or whatever, or the, you know, older man, like the father figure or something, or I don't know, maybe you like younger, maybe you're older, you like younger guys. It's going to be somebody who's not your typical person. And they're just going to like serendipitously be there in your reality. And you're just gonna like, you know, bump into them, or maybe maybe it's somebody you keep seeing everywhere. Not like they're following you like a stalker. See, that may be your mind, maybe not like they're following you like a stalker or something, but you may just bump into them periodically somewhere, because that's just what's meant to happen. And then you start, you know, this is how it happened, I think, on the show. They like struck up a little conversation. They had a little bit of like flirtatious eyes and, you know, innuendo and whatever. And then he was very like nice and sweet. It's like, let's go on a date. You know, I want to go on a date with you. He didn't want to like go to bed. I think he did want to go to bed with her right away too. But he was like, let's go on a date. Let's get to know each other. Let's go have some fun. And it just slowly evolved like that over time. Now, I don't remember what happened to the end. They never really closed out some of the storylines when the last season ended. So I guess, you know, make up that story what you want to make of it. But that person was really good for that character, I think, because he was very grounded. He was kind of fun. You know, he was a little adventurous. So, you know, so I think here, to close out your messages, we're going to get, I do want to check and see if there's anything else, but they want me to pick up this is my book, Cha Gan Chai. This month we're doing the audiobook series. This is a timeless message show too, you know, if you want to like go listen to the audiobook. But let's get any other messages for group number 2. I'm saying it's the left-hand side of the page. Transfixed on the last moment of Billy's eyes and his face staring right into hers. No, she screamed out loud, and the sky caps looked over to ensure all was well. Rowan released his touch on her shoulder and knelt down to look into her eyes. We've got to get you out of here, he said, sweeping her up in his arms and carrying her inside the terminal and over to the lounge area. Can I get some water, please, for the young lady? Rowan motioned to the airline personnel starting to gather round. She's almost fainted, he said, brushing wisps of hair from her face as she sat transfixed and unable to utter a word, still under the spell of the moment. And look, I see a typo there. So, okay, so a couple of things standing out to me here. Looks like they're at the airport. It looks like Rowan, I think, is older than Larimar, because he says, can I please get some water for the young lady? She's almost fainted. He seems, this person coming in seems very debonair. This Rowan character in this book is like pretty much a lady's dream, although he's not Larimar's person. He's like the interim person. So maybe that is what's happening here. There's like some interim person coming in to, I don't know. Because if I recall too in that, I do recall in that show Glow, she really liked the older guy who was like the main guy who was the manager, and he was like well, to define successful. He was like a B-movie type, weird kind of horror movies and stuff. He was like addicted to, I don't know why did she like him? He was like addicted to drugs. He would do cocaine all the time. She found him very fascinating. And then the younger camera guy came into the picture and kind of like took her away from all that for a while. But for whatever reason, she had some karmic bond to this old guy, this old father figure guy. It was very weird. And we never really saw, and he had a teenage daughter. And I don't really know where it was going. Like, was he going to clean up his act for her? You know, it kind of left a lot of loose strings. And this Rowan figure in this book that we just read is the same kind of sense of a person in the story. He's Larimar's like in-between person. Larimar's the main character. It's like an in-between person. And she likes him a lot, but she doesn't really love him. Her betrothed, her destined person is Billy Tavish, who she's trying to find through the majority of this book. So I don't even know how these are. Might have to just be called love messages for May or whatever. I don't know, because it just seems very, like I said, relationship based. And if it's not, if we take out the whole backstory of relationships, then there's something. If it's not a relationship, there's people. There's a lot of people in this pile number 2. And it just feels like new higher vibe people are coming in now. And maybe some of the things I just talked about were triggers or things that happened to you past. Like maybe you were with somebody older and you're like, oh, this isn't my cup of tea. Maybe it's a parental figure. Maybe it is an older person in your life. If I take out the whole, romancy part of it, and you just don't gel with some of these people anymore. Maybe you didn't gel with them in the past and you took them out, and now new people are coming in to kind of spark your interests or become part of your soul family. But definitely with the Tower card, the life with the taking, you've leveled up. And whoever shows up, I think the main message and advice is whoever shows up, you've done so much work on yourself. You've done a lot of service work. It's good karma stuff now coming around, not, some repeat from the past. And you're going to have to get out of your mind and your overthinking to appreciate the fact that you deserve everything that's coming in now, and you don't have to hesitate and wonder because I think a lot of what this reading has been about is wondering what the outcomes of this is like. Well, what happened with them, and what happened with them, and was that her forever person? I don't know. Maybe it was this other person. It's like with that 2 of Swords right up there on the cosmic self, you may not know. Somebody or some situation may come in and you may not have the foggiest idea how it's going to end up. Even if it is destined to be, if it feels right, go for it. If it feels good in the heart, trust yourself. This is your time to go up, to level up, and not to be down, not to have some repeat, meathead from the past, whatever you want to define meathead as, a person, a situation, a job, a career, whatever. It's your time to go up now. So just do your best to trust that, trust your path, trust where you're at, and know that this really is life for the taking. It's time for a change. It's a leveling up. It's whatever is coming in is very high vibe, very high frequency. It's meant just for you because that's how you are now. And that's the work that you've done on yourself to be able to get to this point. So just trust your guides, trust the universe, and open your arms to whatever's coming to you, and just pretty much enjoy the ride. That's what we've got for you, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and maybe we'll see you again in another pile. And if not, we'll see you again soon. Take care. Hello, pile number 3. Hello. You have the card number 22, open your heart. No one is perfect. Stop judging yourself and others and let love heal this situation. And card number 20, no, it is not yet time. This is not the divine right time to take action. Please be patient. The opportune moment is approaching. I said, in the collective, at the beginning, collective messages, that this was going to be like a twin flame pile. But really, every pile has gotten messages, heavy on relationship messages, which the guides are saying is like a big focus this month because of the North Node. There's some North Node, South Node stuff going on. You may have come from another pile. Welcome back. We're going to get all the cards on the table. I notice this is the only pile that has Archangel Michael cards. The other 2 piles had the significator cards from the Lemurian Star Child Oracle, so that's significant. But let's get all our cards out on the table. This is my deck, Love Land. This is Spring Pack and the Autumn Pack combined. Nature Lover. As the sun set slowly over Loveland Park, the tree slyly smiled, Karen lay on her picnic blanket and enjoyed the moment. Another fairy circle. The overarching thing of this portal, this is playing for May, it's playing into these card readings. This is City of Dreams Oracle by Jackie Franco. Another beautiful little holography deck set in New York City. Let's see what we got here. What is going on, Archangel Michael? Community card. What's going on with this not the right time and open your heart and the whole 222 and gotta know. This is the Oracle of Light and Dreams. Let me get all the cards out on the table first. You know, I can't stand. Dragon's Lair. Pumpkin Patch. I might get the book on some of these. Let's just get them all out there. Dragon's Lair is showing up under Open Your Heart, and Pumpkin Patch is showing up under No, It Is Not Yet Time. Oh, my guys like to take me on an adventure through these cards. All right, this is my deck, Spring Fling. It's a tarot and oracle deck combined. It's got a ton of cards, 90-something. We've got Queen Energy and the number 6. Okay. Those rainbows. Let's get the Pastel Journey Tarot. Another good looker. I was talking about another public good looking decks with all of its holographic-y edges and stuff. It's rainbow auras. Queen of Pentacles. The Final Rose Tarot. Another little heartthrob deck that's single long-stemmed rose on the back and its little golden edges. Don't mess with my edges. I just have a little flip in it there. Okay, I got 2 cards. The Gossip and the 6. So it's the Page of Mirrors, the Gossip, and the 6 of Roses challenge winner. We probably might need the deck for this. Or the deck, the book. We'll see. And tarot at the end of the rainbow. The 3 of Wands. Ships coming in typically, but there's no ships and there's no water in this 3 of Wands card. It's just mountains. It's perspective changes. All right, what do you want me to do first? Read the Final Rose. All right, which card? The Gossip. They want me to read the Gossip card, which is the Page of Mirrors from the Final Rose Tarot. It's like a lady and there's like a little tiny, tiny devil on her shoulder, like whispering to her. This chatty lady fumbles about as she learns to wield her power of words and communication, always spilling the tea to anyone who will listen. She doesn't even realize the pot she's stirring. She's really just thirsty for connection, but needs to learn new ways of communicating and tapping into her ideas. Luckily, she's curious and eager to grow from the mistakes she tends to make in her genuine attempts to establish relationships. Interesting. And now Dragon's Lair. I'm going to read from the book Dragon's Lair. This is card number 25. Don't judge a book by its cover. Short-sighted judgment, open-minded interaction, contrary to their frightful appearance, as well as the perception created by tales such as the one in which a damsel in distress is saved from the ferocious and deadly dragon by a valorous knight. The little heroine in this scene knows dragons to be elusive, wise, gentle giants. Having rescued the dragonling from a band of unscrupulous bounty hunters, she reunites mother and child in a true act of courage and compassion. The expression, don't judge a book by its cover, also applies to people. Outward appearance alone cannot be an accurate indicator of the character or personality of another person. If we rely on this short-sighted approach, we may be depriving ourselves of valuable interactions and friendships. It will be interesting to find out what goes on in that moment when someone looks at you and draws all sorts of conclusions. A quote by somebody named Malcolm Gladwell. And the pumpkin patch is card number 42. Take time. Oh, that's under no, it is not your time. Okay, well, let's look at this. Take time to contemplate. Observation, thought, understanding. The quiet and peaceful pumpkin patch is my favorite place to sit and ponder. I do my best thinking there. The questions and answers seem to come quite freely. From my spot on the knoll, I have a clear view over the pastures and rolling green hills. I can see the distant rooftops. Oh, I said perspective change. Of the nearby village and the lazy trails of smoke drifting from crooked chimney stacks. I think of the town folk who live there with all of their little things, their busy lives with no time to spare. So today I ponder a spell that gives them time, lightens their load, vanishes all those things, and rids the desire to have all of this and more. I would rather sit on a pumpkin and have it all to myself than be crowded on a velvet cushion. All right. This is about service work in a way, but I just want to sit here for a second. Like, what? You've got the community. You've got the community card. Where is my little pointer? The community card standing out. Queen energy, which feels very much about self-love and self-care in this particular card. There's like it's all pink. There's like a blow dryer, you know, hair curlers, you know, all sorts of like beauty products. There's like a little cassette tape. This is about pampering yourself. They're saying things aren't what they seem, and yeah, you've had some negativity kind of injected into your auric field by they're saying the places that you're hanging out in. So while this has a twin flame number on the cards, like a 222, they're saying go deeper than that for this one, that it's more about, and maybe you are a twin flame, maybe you're just on a twin flame journey, and you know, that can be a heck of a journey. And it's just a time right now during this month to, to just be gentle with yourself, to take good care of yourself. And it may not even be that you're manifesting a twin flame. You may already even be in a twin flame journey. You may have just come out of separation. You may be preparing for reunion. It seems like there's quite a few people, because when you say, you know, twin flame cards, you may get all sorts of situations. It may not even be that the person is technically out of your reality. This seems much less about the relationship itself than it is about you taking time to build friendships and build soul family connections. But first you need to do some space clearing in terms of your energy field, because you don't want to manifest relationships that are lower vibration. You want high vibe stuff. I mean, you want stuff that's going to light you up and make you feel good inside. And it may be in the people that you least expect. And if you are calling in soul family and community, you know, you're going to get up. Maybe you don't know. You just don't know by looking at someone. Sometimes they're saying even looking at their social media may give you like the wrong idea about people, because they're saying there's also could be comparisons going on with what you're seeing out there. You know, why has she got him or her? Why is, you know, she got him or her? Why can't I have that same thing? Oh, look at that person with that person. Oh, they can't be that great. They don't look that great. Or, I can tell by, oh, this is another one. I can tell by looking, I can see auras, and I can tell by that person's aura that they're not a good person. I just feel that way. And they're like, well, sometimes what you're getting back is mirroring your own energy field. So I really feel like pile number 3, even though we've got this 222 twin flame numbers, I feel like this pile is more about you specifically and some energy work you need to do to clear your aura of negative vibrations. It sounds like it's either the company you keep, either online or in person. It sounds like it's time to maybe call in some higher vibe relationships. And also, I do have to say for the whole twin flame thing, the twin flame doesn't have to be the end all be all in your life. Yes, this is part of this. This is for my twin flames who are letting themselves be, mistreated by their twin. Maybe this is not a super high vibe, twin flame relationship. Maybe your twin has chosen not to ascend in this lifetime, and maybe they're not your twin. Maybe there's a person you think is. Maybe there's some false twin projections going on. It feels a little all over the place, but in terms of who you are and what's going on, but at the top level of it all, it's time for a perspective change. I don't care if the person is your twin or not. Doesn't give anybody a right to treat you like you're some lesser being, okay? When I am on the twin flame relationship, and I did have it was a doppelganger, but that's a whole other story. That goes beyond the scope of this reading. But I had someone come in and profess to be, this love of my lifetime. And I really did feel it very strongly because of some past life spells and witchcraft we had done. It wasn't really witchcraft, but it was a blood pact we had made with each other in a past lifetime that we would never be apart. And it felt like the real deal. But ultimately, this person just tried to walk all over me and treat me like I was some third-rate citizen. And finally, I was like, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you are somebody I've met in 1,200 lifetimes. I don't care if we've made 10,000 blood pacts together. I don't want to be treated like this, and I deserve better than this. And I actually did do the energy work necessary to delete the blood pact. I worked not very closely, but I had another healer come in and help confirm for me, like, no, you're not going crazy. This is what's going on. And you need to delete this blood pact. This is not really your person. I'm like, this is not really my person. And even if it is, I'm not going to let them treat me like crap. And I deleted that blood pact. It was a past life thing. And that energy of that person faded from my reality. And I realized the spell it had over me, thinking that I had to put up with all this BS. And blood pacts are very, very strong. So yeah, I'm getting big chills here. So this may have been something from a past life that makes you think that whatever the twin or not, whoever this is, has no right to treat you in a certain way. And you need to get some energy work done. It's possible to delete these things. I did it. It was very simple to do. Once my guide shared with me what it was. If you're not familiar, then you need to find a healer that can help you with this. Or you need to ask your guides. I think ultimately, at the very end of it all, I pretty much just told my guides, which were very high level angelic, the angelics, to take that whole thing away from me, that I didn't want it anymore. And I didn't care if it was my twin, which ultimately it wasn't. I didn't even care. I didn't even call in my twin. I was like, I want to call in my person. I don't care if it's my twin flame. This is the state you have to get in. I'm mad as heck and I'm not going to take it anymore. I said, I don't care if it's my twin flame. I want the person that's aligned and right for me right now. The person that's for my best and highest good in this lifetime. I don't care who it is. And I ultimately let the whole twin flame thing go because I didn't care. I wanted my person, and I wanted that person to treat me right and be right for me. So that's kind of where you're at right now. So when it's like, no, it's not the right time, it's like, do you really want to keep going like this? Do you really want to keep being treated the way you're being treated by this type of person? You know, and their heart may be closed, hence that open your heart card and that Dragon's Lair card about not judging people. Maybe their heart is closed, but you just feel like that feels normal to you, like you're just used to that, and your guides are like, no, there is a huge perspective shift that has to happen here, because it doesn't have to be this way. I know people that have had a very long, happy relationship with a twin flame, but the twin flame passed away and is in the spirit world now. Well, is their whole life going to end because their twin is not with them in the 3D? No. This person decided, like, hey, I come first. It's my life. They're not, you know, super old. I don't know how old they are. Maybe they're in their 50s. But they're not super old. They've got like 30, 40 more years of their life. Are they going to sit there that whole freaking time pining for this twin flame that, in this person's case that they're showing me, the twin flame has passed on? You know, no, they wanted true love. They wanted a love of a lifetime. And so this person decided to treat themselves better, do things to make themselves feel good, hence all this queen energy, and, you know, taking care of yourself. You're the winner. You deserve these things. And then a new love. Spirit there's always into somebody else. Our soul groups are big. The people that we connect with in our community are large. And your twin is not the only one that, you know, could be the right person for you. And so you have to be able to have a perspective shift and a little bit of a perspective change and say, you know, you have to be very clear with your intentions. I want the person that's right for me. Don't get caught up in the, especially I'm telling you, doppelganger energy can be very, very powerful. A doppelganger is someone who looks like someone who you think they are, but that's not who they are. Almost like a golem. Oh, and these things, I mean, they're not really made so much now in this 3D, but past lifetimes, you could do the doppelganger. People out there still say that they exist. And my doppelganger, this person I'm talking about, looked very much, I think, like my person that I was calling in. And so it felt very much like that's who it was supposed to be, but it was not. Under the covers, it was this other being. And like I said, I don't want to, if you want to talk offline about that, you know, you just send me an email. It was not my person. It felt like my person. The blood pact that I had made with this, this spirit, this soul, felt like the real deal, but under the covers, it was not that at all. It was deceptive, it was manipulative, and it was very, very low vibrational. There was a lot of glamour magic put on this. That's just beyond the scope of this reading, but I know I can go there because I've had this experience. This person was not of this world, in this world. They were in the spirit world. They promised to do a walk-in with another soul so that they could come be with me. I mean, it's going that deep, and I had to pull myself out of that. And it's a big part of my twin flame journey. This person was not my twin flame. But pay attention to the signs too. I think you've been getting a ton of signs that whatever's happening here is not really for your best and highest good. And you need to choose yourself first. You need to get very real with your guides. You need to have some energy work done to possibly get rid of some of these weird attachments. And that's where you're going to find it's called challenge winner for a reason, because this is a challenge. Yeah, they're giving me chills. That trophy is a challenge to be overcome in you finding the person that's right for you. I'm tapping this beater. And finding the person that's right for you. So take another look at this situation. Don't let yourself be fooled. And I think it is tricky enough to where another person who's a, what's the word I want to say? like an uninterested party, like a third party healer needs to come in and help you assess this situation. And when I needed help and I didn't really know who to go to, and Spirit brought me a person in terms of another healer who was, wasn't like a very close friend, but it was somebody who kind of followed my work, and they came in and started asking me questions that were very much like, whoa, how would this person have known this is going on? And they can, you know, they were like, yeah, this is all right. I could see it. I mean, they could see the energy. And so, you know, I felt like, oh my God, I'm not sitting here going crazy. I am getting the intuitive guidance about this exact same thing I'm talking about is really what this other person saw. I didn't have to tell them anything. And they were like, you've got to get rid of this. So that is the message that's coming in for you. And as soon as you clear this and open up to the pure potential that's waiting for you, then you will have the right one come in, whoever that is, the right one come in that's meant especially for you in this lifetime. But you've got some work to do a little bit first. So no, it's not the right time. Hence Archangel Michael coming in really strong too, with a strong message, this sort of light, like it's time to see the truth of this situation and to pull yourself out of it and get this taken care of so that you can move forward. So, oh, and it ended on the 22 minutes. All right, so that is all we have for you, pile number 3. I want to thank you so much for joining me here. Like I said, reach out to me. This is very specialty type work. I know how to do it. I can help you assess the situation via my email. That'd be the best way to get in touch with me. I typically don't work with private clients, but these types of little ones, these weird ones, you're not going to find a whole lot of people that do. Unless you are really, you know, unless you just tell Spirit, like, it doesn't have to be me. I don't care one way or the other if it's me or not. But like, ask Spirit to bring you someone to help you. And maybe this reading is a confirmation of what's going on. Maybe it's something you've been feeling for quite some time. Maybe it just feels weird or off to you. Then seek out some additional guidance on what to do next from here. So I want to thank you, pile number 3, for joining me. And we will see you again soon. Take care.